I decided to do my project on Tumblr.com. Tumblr is an interactive multimedia blogging site where people can go to geek out, check up on sports, and even check up on the latest fashion trends. Both the staff and its users contribute to the site, but it is mostly just the everyday users. Tumblr was created in 2007 by David Karp. According to Hoover's company records, Tumblr.com is owned by Tumblr Incorporated, which is a private media sector. After doing a Whois search on network solutions, I found out that Tumblr's headquarters is located in New York City. After looking at its ownership history, the site itself is still credible to me because it is a private corporation. Tumblr Incorporated owns Tumblr.com, and it has not been involved in any shady dealings. Well, not yet at least. This is the dashboard. If you are a user of Tumblr, this is the first thing that you see once you sign on. Every blog that you follow shows up here. This is what I think best exemplifies the user-friendly site. These are people's posts. The dashboard is seemingly endless. You can scroll down it for as long as you please, and the posts just keep coming and coming. Most of the posts on Tumblr are publish then filter. The Tumblr users don't really monitor what they are posting, they just post it, then if it gets negative feedback, then they take it down. But only sometimes. Tumblr is effing awesome. Yoto. You. The staff, on the other hand, are the type of people that filter then publish what they are going to say. It needs to be perfect, especially because they are advertising for their website on their blog, which is staff.tumblr.com. This is the only blog on the website that has advertisements, but I will get to that in a little while. On Wikipedia, there are 3 ways to tell who is posting information about Tumblr. The first is to look at the references, which are all the way down at the bottom of the page. The references are the places the people got their information from. These are the references for the Tumblr page. The second way is to go to the talk page. This is where the contributors can talk about the article that they are contributing to. And the final way is to go to the View History section. The View History section is where you can see which user is editing the piece at a time. Collison gives their information on the articles that they've worked on and any subpages which may be of interest. They do not really give that much about their life, but they show that they got some awards for this website. However credible the awards may be, we will never know. This page seems pretty credible with the users and the information that they give. I guess you could say that the site seems pretty legit. There is little to none advertising done on this website by the company. The only advertisements that the user sees is on the side of the dashboard. And it is normally an ad for a blog that Tumblr wants to support or thinks is cool. Ironically, this one is called The Cool, and they say that they welcome guest bloggers. The minimal advertising is great. Pop-up ads and ads that take up half the web page can get very tiring and obnoxious. When you click on the Terms link, it takes you to the terms of service and what they entail. It is written easily for the user to understand. It is quite lengthy, but luckily they have a sense of humor. When you get to the eligibility section, you see that you have to be at least 13 years old to use Tumblr, but they add, "We're serious. It's a hard rule based on the US and federal state legislation, even if you're 12.9 years old. If you're younger than 13, don't use Tumblr. Ask your parents for an Xbox or try books." The privacy features are also easy to understand. They go through in a list about the information they collect from you and how they do it. It's kind of a lot, which is sort of awkward. They can collect geographical information and financial information. This is not good for those of us that are on the run from the mafia, or for those who are in witness protection program. If you are in trouble, maybe you shouldn't make a Tumblr. Looking at the collision graph from this website is kind of scary a little bit. When looking at it, you can see that Tumblr actually gives your information to a ton of websites. Some that I recognize are Facebook, and then there are a bunch that are not recognized, like syndicates.com, that one that I can't even pronounce, dealbounce.com. Like, when you're on Tumblr, why do you need to go to dealbounce.com? Amazon, Pinterest. I don't have a Pinterest, so I don't want my information shared on that. So, looking at the address bar, there are quite a few things you can learn from that as well. Going in and looking at Ed Sheeran, you can see that I'm looking at all the posts that have Ed Sheeran tagged in them. Things like, I'm sick, this sucks, help me through this, Ginger Jesus, hashtag Ed Sheeran blog, or, I want to knot a blanket for Ed because he seems to be freezing a lot. This happens with everything that you search for on Tumblr.com. If I search for cats, tagged cats will come up, and then you will get posts like, just my hungry cat, or sometimes you get something like FCSAF, hashtag me, hashtag booger, hashtag moi, hashtag myself, hashtag LOLs. I'm guessing that hashtag cat is somewhere in there, even though we can't find it right now. I believe that every website gives and takes information from you. Tumblr is not as bad as other websites, such as eBay or porn websites. You know what they say today? YOLO, you only live once, or Yoto, you only Tumblr once. But we know that's a lie, because Tumblr is life.